This is two shy guys a mile high, and we're gonna run it like through.
Certified on the track.
Yo, 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 we are back in the place to be. It's two shy guys a mile high. This season 5. We've been here a long time. We still going. Off the top of the dome. Season 5, man. We in for a treat. We're going to start this off. As always, it's your boy, P-Wil, Mr. Feel Good, a.k.a. Drip Chronicles.
Man, it's season 5. I'm just blessed to be alive.
Yes,
it's your boy WB. Come fly with me, but you can't fly for free.
And it's your boy Al-Diga,
the architect.
still trying to build together, man. And
The architect.
listen, you know, if I gotta take the 5, no, but for real, man, like just the consistency, man, that you know we've been putting in, it shows, right? Like been getting just good feedback and stuff like that. So, you know, we ready to give some more content and see how things have been going, man.
Man, we started off the year, man. You know, it's getting toward the end of the year. The year's almost up already, man. It's just blowing by, man. A lot of good stuff. Some stuff we got to deal with, but just blessings and just grateful to be here. Share the stage and the platform with the homies. You know what I'm saying? We rolling with the homies.
Rolling with the homies.
Yeah, let's do it.
Rolling with the homies.
Hey, no, but for real, man, it's good to be back. It's good to get back on the platform and get back to the to our fans, our listeners. You know what I'm saying, the people that's supporting us. So we appreciate y'all for sure.
I think I do have to say I appreciate y'all because I was kind of talking a little bit crazy. I don't think I was in the right mental state on the previous episode, but I'm just talking like that to make sure that I ensure that the listeners go back and listen to it. Like, yo, what's he talking about?
We got to get that feedback and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, go ahead, tune back into the last episode so you can see what WB Come Fly With Me was mentioning. You know what I'm saying? He made sure he made things loud and clear, so make sure y'all support and, you know what I'm saying, come get on the platform with us, man.
No, you just making sure that people tuning in like they should. But man, how y'all feeling, man?
30 plus episodes, man. We had the 2,000 plus streams and listens, man. So that's, you know what I'm saying, we grateful for that. We grateful for that, man. It just means that, you know, the hard work that we do put into it pays off, and you know what I'm saying, people are paying attention to us, people are listening, people are supporting, man. So it's always a dope experience when you just see the numbers, because, you know, we just talking in front of microphones right now. We want to get to that visual, you know, component at some point in time. So
bro, it's humbling, man. It's so
but
humbling, you know
real.
what I'm saying? Because like we always talk amongst ourselves about just things that are going on, and to be able to share that, and then folks tune in, listen, they're gonna get whatever they get out of it, right? But we know we always gonna put our all into it and do the best we can, and bring lessons that hopefully help somebody, and they can go and be like, man, you know, I was feeling this way, but I hollered at the 2 Shy Guys on Mile High, and they just turned it around somehow, or they let me know that I'm not alone out here. And I think that's the power of what we've kind of just inherently shared, like that bond, right? Like we've been able to communicate and talk to each other and keep each other honest and afloat. And that's hard to come by these days, man. With just everything that's going on, you know, it's so much distrust out here right now. You know what I'm saying? And so I truly appreciate that, man. When I'm able to come in here with this space with you guys, like, I'm able to open up, be a little bit more vulnerable than what I would have been if I just, you know what I'm saying? Listen, the accent come out sometimes, but I wouldn't be able to kind of get through some of these tribulations that's been out here in the same even spirit, man, without y'all kind of just being there to, you know, be a shroud around us, man, and keep us focused, right? So
No, that's real, man. And for this episode, we just gonna have a recap. It's been a while since we got on here, so we just want to have a recap of what's been going on in our lives. Things that's affecting us. The COVID pandemic is still alive and still,
still pandemic pimping out here.
It's still pandemicing out here,
but it's still a pandemic because people getting money out here.
For real, this the time. So. But just want to know where y'all been at in y'all lives, man. What type of things been going on? We had birthdays and stuff for the two fellas right here. WB and Architect, wedding anniversary.
Yes. Shout out to Mary, man. I love you, baby. You already know. You know why we do this and why I do this. So, I appreciate you just loving and understanding me throughout all this, especially, when times get tough out here, because it can weigh on people's minds, man, and hearts.
Shout out to all the ladies that support us, man, because without y'all, that's another just another development of it, man. It's another, it's people that we with at all times that's supporting us, that's making sure that they giving feedback. So wouldn't be us without them too. So
appreciate it.
Shout out to that, and then all all the loyal fans, but. Since you talked about the no, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was just kind of just listening and taking it all in, letting y'all talk. But I feel as though we are also beneficiaries of the content that we put out there as well too, because there's a lot of stuff we put out there to the audience that 2,000 people have listened to. Hopefully it's going to be 2,000 plus very coming soon.
Yes, sir.
But when you individually go through and listen to your own product and listen to what you're talking about, sometimes you have to put a message out for yourself in the future.
Wow, yeah.
Definitely, because tuning into some of the ones that we talk, like accountability, and it's just that, that's something that's a lifelong lesson that you continuously learn, is just how to be accountable for yourself and then for people that hold you accountable. And how do you pivot and provide that type of strength, provide that type of time. A lot of being accountable is time. Just going back to those things and lessons that we learn from it. It's stuff that we say back then that I hear, and it's like, oh man, I still need to apply that or stick to the script. I'm still sticking to the script.
Absolutely.
I just hollered at my boy MJ yesterday.
What up?
Hollered at him. So shout out MJ, shout out Mace Dog.
Yep.
And he was just like, hey, still sticking to the script. We know we ain't seen each other in a while just because of the pandemic. But I know he's still sticking to his script and keeping everything moving and groovy for itself. So,
but I think overall I've been all right. I've been fair, but it's just a season of change and transition.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah,
it's
gonna wear on you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where we, like I said, we are able to lean on each other when these times come, because we've been accountable, right? And we can go into it, because I think how you approach a situation and how you hold your own self accountable, I think it lends to the quality of your life, right? Like I've been really struggling with this for the last couple of months, really trying to understand what's the key factor in really success that I've seen and haven't seen. It's been just being accountable for your own actions and really just understanding, okay, how can I do better there? Not beating yourself up about it, but when you have a community of people around you and you have them, they see you maybe at a higher level than you can see yourself sometimes. It's really, like I said, it's nothing like that, and that keeps inspiring me to always give my all and try to be really genuine and vulnerable, man, because I think that's when you can really get to that self-actualization time, that period. But you can't blame anybody else, right? You have to be in a constant sense of self-accountability, saying, okay, damn this pandemic, I'm going to see what is the best outcome I can get to while keeping, focus on what's important, right? Because that's the hardest part. Because it's been hard, bro. I'm just going to be real. It's been hard to, stay focused, bro. Because, all this stuff out here would tell you that the world is burning down, and that's some BS. You know what I'm saying? Because I know God got me. I'm draped. You know what I'm saying? Draped and dripped in his blood.
Draped up and dripped out.
You know what I'm talking about? But I just think I had a lot in me that just need to come out. I just been feeling like this, the world's shifting, and it's just been out of just, oh, it's somebody else's fault. Like, that's been just for what I've seen, you know, and I'm not perfect.
And I think it's
you know
a
what I'm
balance too, because there's also the things that you got to fight against, like the perfectionism and the things that you're putting too much pressure on yourself. To know that at the end of the day, it is yourself most of the time that is preventing you from thinking in a certain type of way, or doing what you need to do, or getting to where you need to do. That is nobody else but yourself. So figuring out how to manage yourself and manage your mind.
Yes, sir.
And for some people, it may be easier. It may come easy for some people to do that, but I'm learning more that there is neurodiversity. So everybody thinks and body makeup and chemical mind is different. So they exhibit different type of traits. They can handle different type of things, and just knowing how that relates to anything and working on yourself to figure that out can get you a lot better. So yeah, I mean, you just definitely can't. Some people thrive off of putting too much pressure on themselves, and they feel that that's when they really work their best. Some people can crumble.
That's real.
But sometimes, even though you know that pressure can be used for you and to help you be the best that you can be, sometimes it has adverse effects when you use your superpowers. Like Rogue, she was super strong in X-Men, right? But she couldn't touch nobody. That's because she take their strengths. That's an adverse effect. And sometimes if you putting too much pressure, you're doing too much, or you're running too hard, there's debilitating health effects of that. And then, like you said, Al, focusing on the right things, making sure that you're doing and completing the things that you need to do, not only for yourself, but your other commitments too. Yeah. And there's only so much time a day. And how do you figure out how to get the time and get the schedule to do what you need to do? Especially just as you have more on your plate, or you're trying to take on more, or distractions, or so much. And then it can be a lot. Yeah. It can be a lot.
That's definite. That's definite. But I did see a thing that said, now follow me. It said, diamonds form under pressure. Grapes must be crushed to make wine. Olives, they press to release oil. Seeds grow in darkness. So whenever you feel crushed, under pressure, pressed, in darkness, it could mean that you're in a powerful place of transformation. So you got to trust the process, trust that what you put into something, that you know you in it for the long haul, you in it for the goal that you got in place. Because like you said, everybody has their own neurodiversity, what they think of, what they think is the best choice, what they think is right. So you got to be, you could be in that motion of trying to figure out what's next, what's great for WB, what's great for P-Wil, what's great for the architect. So you got to put yourself in a position of the pressure and be vulnerable to let yourself grow exponentially,
But that's so hard though if you've never seen a result and you've been churning and churning and churning. But like we've gone through some specialized training, and we've also gone through some street learnings, right? To know that you're going to get tested, right? Like, I mean, 3 black men and STEM, right? I mean,
battle tested.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so we have gone through multiple, I think, transformations to get to where we are now. You know what I'm saying? We're not better than anybody else. I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm not better than anybody else. I think, like you said, Peter, like the pressure, especially 3 black men. Like, before Black Lives Matter, there was no internet to show these struggles, right? Just think about behind the scenes, how much battle tested scars that you got to get through to get to a level in your life to say, you know what? Damn it, that it was on me. I can't blame anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, this world is giving us crap, whatever, but for some reason, African American, black men, women, Latino, brown skin folks that have been down are somehow continuing to thrive, and it's because of that pressure. Like you said, I believe, like, you have to go and understand that after the process, that's when you can shed all that BS, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's so hard though, because I think, like, I'm speaking from just past childhood traumas, bro. Like, seeing people getting blown away, you know what I'm saying, right in front of your face. You know what I'm saying? That could have been me. Like, I think that sometimes holds a person that has gone through and seen that back because they don't feel like they can see anything outside of that pressure. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we're sitting here walking myths, guys. Like, I'm not supposed to be here what the stats say, but damn them stats, bro. Like I saw something, and my wife saw something, I guess, and me, you know, my mom saw something. She made a way. She found a way. 5 years old, bro. She told me, hey, I'm not living like this growing up in Mississippi, Holly Springs. I'm not living like this. So when I have a child, I have to do something different. You know what I'm saying? And I know I sit here because she stood the pressure and said, I got to think ahead and use my critical thinking for whatever God's given me, and to go out here and pave a way. And I just say, when it gets hard, I owe it to myself to say, you know what? Let's punch through this crap, man. Because people before me saw something and decided, hey, I'm going to keep going because this shit is hard, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, this has been a recap, bro.
You go through, as a black man, you go through what you have to go through on a daily basis. And when you really look at trying to be alive and stay alive, you have to figure out, like, we were so focused on just trying to survive instead of trying to live. And from that standpoint, how do you even try to get your mental health together when you can't, like, the mental health thing is something that's important. This is something that should be worked on and educated about. But if you're worried about just living, you ain't. Who has time for?
Especially if you don't even know that you don't even have the
right.
tools. You know what I'm saying? Growing up,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Our parents, I'm sure they did the best they could with what they had, bro. Like, now with the internet, you know what I'm saying? I'm just looking out here, like, don't be lazy, bro. Like, don't y'all, this internet out here, go get information, get vetted info. You know what I'm saying? Use that, because, like you said, we never had an opportunity to thrive. We out here just trying to live, bro. Like, literally trying to get from point A to B. And then when you get up in that mug, you still gotta get resistance because you ain't even supposed to be here. How you get here? Token? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, I'm just talking about what I've had to go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all can resonate out there, then, like, just understand that there is something on the other side of that. But you have to believe that it can be done first. If you don't believe it, like, nobody else is going to invest in you like that. You gotta bring it to yourself and invest in you and go, look, despite all that happened, listen, my ancestors gave me something. I need to go ahead and just keep, you know what I'm saying? Like, just keep moving.
And not running away from it, but running towards it. And that's easier said than done, because it's so easy to just run away from your calling, your purpose, or to do the things that you need to do that your future self will be rewarded. It's so easy to, like, succumb to running away from the right thing to do. It's so easy,
it's
to do the wrong
up.
thing.
It's definitely easy to do that, but I mean, easy to give up, easy to do that stuff, because what you get out of it, the blessing that you get out of continuing to keep going, you know what I'm saying, it prays to the fruits of your labor and what you put into it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you get everything that you work for, you know what I'm saying? Nothing's handed to us, and it's never been handed to us. We have to go out and get that. We have to go out. Our parents have to go out, or they showed us what the best they could do in terms of, you know what I'm saying, the times they were in, and then we're doing even better. We're supposed to be a better example, and then we're supposed to have our kids be the better example from us, and, like, the things that they weren't able to get because we were doing what we were doing in our position. But now we're trying to be aware of the way the world is going, the way the world's changing, and being able to adapt to what's new and what's real, and still maintain these relationships and bonds with the folks that matter to us. Because everything is a season in your life, and you're going through the next season right now, and you elevating to that next portion, and that next goal is being manifested by the things that you're doing in your daily life, and the people that care about you, they see it and they recognize it. So don't ever think that, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing is not enough, because, you know what I'm saying, you had that faith in God, and you had that faith that, you know what I'm saying, what I do matters.
Absolutely.
And who I am, it matters as, you know what I'm saying, a whole, like I'm Phil. Yeah. Like, I'm doing everything to be Phil. Like, you WB. Like, you doing everything you can to be WB and the best version of yourself and the best thing. And as long as you got that faith, you know what I'm saying, you got that, you know every time that you get up, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna make this decision, and I'm putting my all behind it, and I 100% agree in it. And you got people that say, hey, I'm on the same page as you. You know what I'm saying? That's worth something. And you got to know that, hey, every time I take a step and take a, you know what I'm saying, a breath, I got to thank God first. And then I got to go out here and be that example that he want me to be. He gave me another opportunity at it. He gave me another opportunity at it when he woke me up.
Yes, sir.
I pray and I thank him for that. And then it's like, okay, what can I do to change it? What can I do to go get that next thing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it is, and you said it too, man, that awareness too, because like the stuff that we're learning, man, the stuff that we're sharing here, like this is not something that we just saying now. Like this is what we've lived. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really that deep and emotional, because it hits a chord when you know what you've come through and you see the results and you continue to still go, even when that resistance is there, even when that pressure is there. And that's what's gonna determine, I think, like I said, the quality of your life and the decisions. Now let me back it up, and for those who have really started with nothing, I mean, born into something, you can't control what you're born into.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I've seen stories and heard of stories where people have had $5 to their name and grown a $5 million business. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what is the mindset there? Mm-hmm. It wasn't, oh, I got $5, what was me? Victim mindset. It was more like, look, I'm gonna get scrappy. I'm gonna use what this spirit is trying to tell me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you believe. You know what I'm saying? That there's something that you can feel, and that flow that you get in, and when you can really tap into that and understand that, and it only comes with understanding who you are, understanding what your values are, understanding, okay, what value can I bring to any situation that I put myself in. Mm-hmm. And when you can really have that, I think that selfless kind of let me treat somebody how they want to be treated, a mentality, people see that and they gravitate towards that. And that's why I feel like the blessings are coming, you know what I'm saying, for those that don't believe. I mean, it's okay, like, but the work has to be put in. It can't be just, Lord, give me this, give it to me. He's giving you the tools that you need already, and it's in you. It's not somebody else that's gonna go and say, you know, hey, here you go. But you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be assertive in times, and then sometimes you gotta sit back and be patient. And that's the hardest lesson, bro, that I've had to learn, man, over these 40 years, bro. I just turned 40. I do a reflective analysis of my life. I try to get down to it, and we were able to leave and go, you know, take some trips, man, and my beautiful wife was there, you know, we shared some experiences, bro, that even in this pandemic, bro, I didn't ever think that could happen. And you know, and my belief started to grow so much, bro. I just started to feel like it even in the pandemic, like I saw my wife smiling, I saw her happy, you know, my family was able to take care of the boys while we were gone. There was no stress there. So I'm saying, like, you see it on the outside, but you don't see the behind the scenes work that's going on, and that has to happen. It's not just given to you. Like I'm really understanding now, like, the Lord works, man, in mysterious ways. I mean, and you have to believe in yourself first. He gives you that opportunity every day. Phil, you say you wake up every day, believe it. You can change right there. You can say, you know what, I'm not going to let this person just abuse me in my life. I'm not going to let this person just walk over me at work. I'm not going to let these hard times just get me down. I'm going to get up. I'm going to look around me and say, thank you, Jesus, Yahweh, whatever you believe in, and say, I deserve better today. And I can change right now. You know what I'm saying? That's patience, bro. Like that was the biggest thing I had to learn. Like you said, you can't change if you don't feel that there needs to be a change. And if you don't believe in yourself that you can change, then it will never happen.
And then being cognizant and aware of recognizing the signs. Mm-hmm. And when you do recognize the signs, not downplaying it and doing something about it. Recognizing the signs of the different patterns that happen to you when you get anxious or when you get fearful, and being able to make a move, pivot, do something different before it goes down the road too far. That is also key as well, I believe, because it can be really tough. And then when you start to pull yourself out of the situation above a different level, like you're in the Matrix, and then you get to step back and see, you know what, the warning sign, the signs are there. The signs are there. And then to not be fearful about doing the work to get over the hump or doing the work to figure out the root cause of that. And being real with yourself and being able to get the things out of you so you don't just let it pile inside of you and you start to, you know, blow up and let things go on people, and really be real about it. Are you over something or are you not? And if you're not, you need to say something about it, because sometimes I know for myself, I'll speak personally that I could journal about it, I could pray about it, I could talk to my therapist about it. Oh, I'm good. But deep down, I feel a certain type of way. And the more that I'm keep saying that I'm good and I'm not feeling good about something on the inside, trying to play it off, trying to think that things are cool, the more I'm playing tricks on my own brain too. And I'm making it tougher for myself for no reason, instead of just being aware, being real about it, and doing what you need to do about it. Either have the tough conversation or do the work or whatever it may be, instead of just kicking the can down the road, be like, I'm fine, everything's fine. Like the little dog with the meme with his cup in his hand, the tea. Yeah. While the house is burning down.
And it comes down to those, you said, those conversations, right? Like the ones you have with yourself, right? The ones that we're having. Like I think this is not something that we all don't struggle with out here, and that is, how do I keep the self-confidence when things don't go the way it should go? Like you could do everything right, and then boom, something just happens. But
you hit with that pain, man. And there's two types of pain. There's pain that hurts you, and there's pain that changes you. So you got to use those changes to learn from situations and to get to that next level. Because it's like we gonna go through the ringer, man. Especially and we got to work twice as hard. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, we go through stuff all the time, so it's about, like, you know what I'm saying, how you gonna deal with this, or how you gonna make this, you know what I'm saying, not happen again, or how am I gonna get better from this? Yeah. How am I gonna learn from this? And you know what I'm saying, we're gonna continue to go through it. I mean, this is a marathon, like Nip said. R.I.P.
So what happens when you get to that point where, like, for real, like, you just get hit with the unlucky stick, right? Murphy Law set in, boom, boom, everything is going wrong. You see everybody around you winning. Like, has there ever been a time in your life, man, this is just what I was thinking about, like, have there been a time in your life where you felt like, dang, I just can't do it? Like, I mean, not like give up on something that was just a mundane task, but it was like, have you ever had those days where you had to really, like, dig deep and be like, like, I got to get up?
Especially, man, you know what I'm saying, we got, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that we doing in terms of our business, me and Tasha, and then, you know, we got our business of car rentals, you know. Nice. So we went through a situation where, you know, one person that was taking the car, he experienced some type of issues with the vehicle during this trip. So, you know what I'm saying, we were able to, and, you know, it's real inconvenient because they were distance away. We had to get the car towed back, you know what I'm saying, closer to the crib, and had to, you know what I'm saying, learn from that. And it was just, you know, it was an experience because you got to go through customer support and make sure that you're still being a credible host to, you know what I'm saying, the customer that's out there, you know, purchasing the service that you offer,
because you can't control what just happened.
Exactly. So you know, but you know what I'm saying, you get to a point where you trying to assess the situation, and here's where I went through a few things, because, you know, this was an older guy I was dealing with. We got a car with a decent amount of technology, right? So we started the, you know what I'm saying, rental off, showed him how to operate the vehicle, and then he goes to the part of, I left, you know what I'm saying, gave him everything, but I still got my contact information. He called me like, hey, how do you turn on the car? And I was like, wait a minute, hold on, that's a red flag, you know what I'm saying, you don't know how to operate this vehicle and stuff like this, but we going through these means. So I'm like, okay, this is what you do, you take care of it like this. So, you know what I'm saying, I still got to provide customer service to somebody that's purchasing from me, you know what I'm saying, using my service. So, you know, I was able to, but I'm thinking, but I'm judging. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying, I don't know the situation, but I'm judging like, okay, you know what I'm saying, maybe he not fit for doing this, or he not fit. Maybe I should take my stuff back. Hey, you know what I'm saying, I don't even want to have to deal with this. We just, you know what I'm saying, you take the L, right? So I'm like, nah, you know, I benefited the doubt. I got to think positive. So everything's going well. He has a car for a week. The day before we get the return for it, he hits me and like, hey, you know, the car stopped. You know, it's not operating. And I'm like, man, what's going on, bro? You didn't know how to turn it on at first. Now it's tripping. I just got everything, you know what I'm saying, serviced on it. Everything's Gucci, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you the good bill of health.
Yeah, so I'm
good
like,
on that boy.
So I'm like, all right, and then you know I'm IE, so I got to keep things scheduled. I got something coming up right after he's about to give it up. So
fully loaded,
loaded, 85%. You know what I'm saying, optimal. So I'm getting it back. You know what I'm saying. So I'm like, oh, my car broken. Now I got to worry about getting a tow, getting it back out here. You know what I'm saying. I got to go through customer service and go through all of this stuff just to get it to that point while I'm still trying to communicate with this guy. Then his cell phone's not working. He's like, hey, you know, I'm gonna give you my mother's cell phone number. And he's like, the car battery died and, you know, her wheelchair's in the trunk. And he's just giving me a whole bunch of whamboozles. So I'm over here dealing with it. Meanwhile, I'm still dealing with my, you know what I'm saying, my work. And then I'm still dealing with, you know what I'm saying, everything that's going on. My son started school. You know what I'm saying, his first week of school. Shout out, you know what I'm saying, shout out PJ, you know what I'm saying, going through the first few weeks and understanding what that is. You know what I'm saying, making friends first time being in since the COVID pandemic, actually going to class. So that's a whole experience right there that we're going to talk about later on or something. So I'm going through all of this, and then so I scheduled the tow, and then the tow comes, but he's like, hey, you know, I scheduled my own tow, and I'm like, dog, I already
was not listening.
Not listening, bro. So he's like, I'm scheduling my own tow, and then I'm calling him. He didn't answer. Then I call his mom, and then he getting the attitude like, "Who's this calling?" And stuff. I'm like, "Man, you gave me this number, bro. Like, you don't know what's going on with the whole thing." So, at the end of the day, I had to look at it like, "Hey, okay, let me just get my car back." You know what I'm saying? I get it to the dealership, so I'm like, "All right." I meet the guy there. So he's telling me, like, you know what I'm saying, what goes on. Meanwhile, my car's filthy. Meanwhile, he's like, my mom lives on a dirt road and giving me all of this malarkey, and I'm over here sitting, you know what I'm saying, to it. I should have just went and picked it up, but he was in the middle of, like, Washington, Olympia, and I didn't want to be driving out there myself in the middle of the night when it happened. So, you know what I'm saying, I just know where I shouldn't be sometimes.
Right.
You know, so.
Awareness.
No, exactly. You got that awareness. So, at the end of the day, got the whip back, and I should just be thankful for it right there. But at that point in time, man, I was just so heated with everything going on, and I'm just like, man, what is this dude doing? He just broke my whip, and you know what I'm saying, putting through all of this stuff. And you know what I'm saying, I got to the point where, man, you know, and then I know Tasha, she was getting irritated and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, both of us can't be in our head about this, and you know what I'm saying, we got to understand, like, hey, you know, we gonna get past it and understand, hey, until we see that bill and how much it's going to cost us to get this stuff fixed. But at the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying, we still got our asset, we got our each other and stuff in the situation. So we were able to, you know, we got it to the shop, we got it in there still. I had a difficult time with a customer purchasing from me, and I understand, like, you're going to go through those things. You're going to take those L's and stuff. But you know what I'm saying, as long as the communication is there, and I still feel like I was being a great host.
Right. That's the key point then. Like, you gonna go through that stuff.
But you're going to go through it, and you still got to run your business.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
What they say, you got to pay the cost to be the boss.
Pay the cost to be the boss.
And that's it, because you dealing with that. You probably were out with your family, having fun, kicking it, and now somebody hitting the whole vibe.
I got to turn hit a 360.
From the get, though. He like, how you start the car?
So I'm like, from there, I'm like, hey, I should have just turned it around and just been like, hey, call a Phil Jackson on there and just time out.
Wow.
But, you know what I'm saying, I went with it, learned from it, and, you know what I'm saying, I know how to address it from, you know what I'm saying, going forward. So it's just something I had to learn from. It's just some experience that I had to go through. You know, unfortunately, but at the end of the day, like I said,
man, I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Hey, bro, you know, stuff like that happens, man.
Yeah. Well, obviously his life is in. Well, I can't say that. I don't understand.
Hey, no, I don't judge nobody. I'm trying not to judge nobody, but I know he didn't set
the pattern here has not been set well. So the first impression, second, third, and fourth.
Yeah,
shitey.
It was just weird, man. But like I said, you're gonna go through things.
But on that platform, do you get to rate the people that rent from you as well?
Oh, yeah. I know you gave him the.
Hey, man.
No, I ain't saying. I was just wondering. I'm not saying what you did or didn't do. I mean, the car was still in working condition. You might have gave him a 4. You know,
I ain't give him no 4. Man.
I was trying to just give you the benefit of the doubt.
I ain't give him 4, man.
I just talked about this, just being real.
The audience is probably giving him 0 as well. They're talking about the first.
I think I gave him. No. I still, you know, we was able to communicate, even though I had to call his mom and all this other stuff that I had to go through. But you know, he had to go through stuff. And then I'm like, you know, whatever, bro. At the end of the day, got our stuff back, but I didn't give him a 4 for sure. And I don't even know about a 3. But you know what I'm saying? I gave him what I thought the rating is, how you feel about your experience. I gave him what I thought it was, but it wasn't no fault, I tell you that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, man, but that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like you said, I think both of y'all couldn't be in a heightened state of
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, we couldn't both be like that.
unemotional intelligence.
We ain't gonna get no. I know we ain't gonna get nowhere
Right,
with that, because then it's gonna trickle back, and I'm gonna be, because now you know what I'm saying. I'm an Aries. I'm a fire sign. She an Aries. She a fire sign. We gonna bump heads, and I'm not giving back. I'm not giving bump. I ain't finna just submit to it all the time. You know what I'm saying? And just be like, sometimes I might pop off, and I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get to that point, because then because of this cat that's messing up my stuff and my situation. Now I'm at odds. Now my career messed up.
Right.
Man, yeah. I just realized that about myself recently as well too, man. I do have a bad temper. When I go. You know, it takes a while for me to get there. It takes a real long time. But when I let it go, the chopper's gonna sing, and it's gonna be bad. And it's like I black out. Like I'm not thinking. I just recently realized that my temper is bad when it gets there. Usually it takes a while for me to get there, but when I get there, man, I'm letting the chopper sing. Like it's bad. I just black out. I don't even be knowing what I'm saying, which makes sense because the brain functions that way when you're mad.
Fight or flight, right? You
really just can't use the other parts of your brain like you usually should, and there's consequences for that at the same time too. So I really had to just kind of like check myself for a second, and then go back to the word and just look up some verses about anger and how anger creates folly, and a man who is angry, it can't be righteous. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that stuff just hitting on, be like, yo, I can't be like that, and that's why it's not really healthy to hold things in, and just making sure you're getting them out, and really being real with yourself about how you feeling about that stuff.
Yeah.
But that goes back to setting the tone too.
Whole lot of choppers on your head. Bang!
But you gotta set the tone, man. And it comes with consistency, though, right? Because like we out here every Saturday doing our thing, and we've been consistent. We've been able to get to season 5 doing our thing, and like literally it's the 2,000 streams, bro. Like I still I get kind of teary eyed about it too, because it's we didn't think nothing but our family might be listening, bro. Like this is probably past that, right? Listeners overseas, things like that, and so like somebody's listening, So we appreciate y'all, man, because like y'all going through something. It's like, hey, you're not the only one, because everybody's gonna be born, everybody's gonna pass away at some point. And it's like, what you gonna do in between that? Like what's your journey gonna look like?
Tune in next time to 2CGMH, Two Shot Guys a Mile High.